what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about branding and creating organization and structure in your business so that you are communicating one message in a magnetic way. We talk about magnetic brands at Upward Action. So we want you to have a message that is magnetic and that it is going to really systematically attract your ideal clients and your ideal business opportunities. And if you spend time on the front end being very clear and focused about the content that you're sharing and how you're sharing it, you really will find that you can attract opportunities to your business. So I'm going to go through a few steps. Well, first we'll talk about what a brand is, and we won't do it as conversational because I just want to make sure that I get some key elements out to you, and then I'll take questions and we can talk about it. Does that work?
Yes.
So that we get it out. So let's talk about branding. A lot of times people, you talk about branding or you hear a brand and you think, oh, my brand is my logo and it's my tagline and it's my marketing materials. And that's not true. It's only a small component of it. Your brand is your unique promise of value. It is what people can expect when they are working with you, when they are engaging your company. And here's the thing, a lot of times I hear people say, oh, it's not important for small businesses to have brands. You don't need a brand until you have these other things in place. Here's the truth. You have a brand whether or not you are intentional about building it. People will get to know who you are. They'll have certain expectations about what they'll get when they work with you. And what I want you to do is be intentional about shaping it. And so even when you shared with the contest that you had, that radio station learned the quality of your work by the way that you delivered it. That's branding. And so again, we just want to be intentional about the impressions that we are leaving and how we're training people to think about us. So that's the first step. You have a brand, whether or not you're building it intentionally or not, and it is your promise of value. So we're going to go through 6 things that you need to make sure that you've thought about in order to build a brand message that is magnetic. 1, you want to be crystal clear about what you do. You want to know exactly what services, products, programs you are offering, and you want to know the benefit that these things will have on the people who are engaging you. So it's not enough to just say, I'm an event planner. What exactly does that mean? And what can people expect to receive when they hire you? It could be peace of mind. I take care of the little details. It could be any host of things. So I want you to start thinking about, 1, specifically what you do in compartments, and really think about the impact that your work will have on the person who is hiring you. Because that's going to be important in how you communicate your message. You're going to want to speak. I talk often to my clients about speaking to the heart of your clients. You can only speak to the heart of your clients or your prospective clients when you really understand the benefit of what you do. Not the feature. You got to know the features too, but the benefit that it has. The second thing, you got to know who you are providing your products, services, programs for. I have a lot of clients who tell me they can do everything for everybody. That might be true. However, unless you have a massive budget, you are unable to market effectively everything to everyone. So you want to be clear about who your primary target market is. And that's going to allow you to develop marketing campaigns so that you are everywhere. You want to be when you have your target market, every time they turn around, you want them to see you. So that you, again, are building a brand that they recognize. So I want you to think about that. And here's a thing that sometimes I get. People say, look, I'm a small business. I can't afford to turn clients away. I can't, hone in on a particular market because I really need to work with everyone. Being clear about who you work for does not preclude you from working with other people. It really just allows you to work to really build a powerful presence within that group. Using my own business as an example, I work primarily with lawyers and finance professionals. Doesn't mean that I can't work with other clients. It means that most of my marketing and most of my focus and who I'm talking to is that group, because I can manage being in front of that group, in a big way. Now, I'm here speaking with you, entrepreneurs, and you may not all be finance professionals or lawyers. I can share my message because it reaches various forums, so you can take other opportunities that fit your business plan, but your marketing is focused. The other thing you want to be clear about is where you do it. Now, a lot of time, where your services are focused, and this is more locality. With the internet, the internet, for me, and social media is kind of the great equalizer. So you really can have a national or global business, and if you want to do that, that's great. If you have a local-based business, you want to talk about that. So as you are sharing the message of kind of what you do and who you're serving and the benefits, think about including where that locality is, because a part of this whole brand message is creating talking points where you can share what you do in a way that is compelling to people, so that when they're talking to you, they're like, oh yeah, I need that service, or they can quickly say, oh yeah, I know someone who is there who needs that. So you want to be clear about that, and you want to incorporate it into your message. The fourth thing you want to know is you want to communicate is when people need to hire you. You know, a part of deciding or talking about who you serve, once you know who you serve and what their needs are, you can articulate kind of when they need to call you. And, you know, I'll just use event planning because that's an easy example, and it's coming first to me. But, you know, if you do children's party, look, you need to call me when your kid has a milestone birthday. That's what I do. So be clear about when your clients need you and communicate that when you are talking about your business. The other thing is, it really kind of goes hand in hand with this. You want to tell people how to use your services, how you are best utilized. And again, this requires that you understand the core needs of your audience, and you understand how your products, programs, and services provide a solution, solve the pain, and you want to communicate that. Here is the, let's see, what are we on? We're on the fifth part, and that is what makes you different. Now, I get a lot of folks that say, you know what I do is really kind of the same. There isn't a lot that makes me different. And I say that's not true. You bring your unique self to your business. And here is a powerful thing that will differentiate businesses that appear similar, that is experience. You want your clients, your customers, to have a wow experience that is unique to who you are, what you enjoy, what you do. And so you want to think about, in all areas, really providing that wow customer service and having that be a part of what people can expect when they're engaging you. Again, we go back to what a brand is, what a magnetic brand is anyway, and it's your unique promise of value. A part of that unique promise of value is the experience from the moment either you pick up the phone or someone you hire picks up the phone to make an appointment, to when they visit you on your website and they fill out a form to get on your list, to when they speak with someone, they call up, or how quickly you respond to emails if someone is contacting you. All of that's a part of the customer experience, and you can think about ways to make that experience reflect who you are and have your business reflect who you are, okay? The last part, you want to tell people why this matters. Folks are lazy. And so if in your brand message, you can let them know why it is important that they hire you, why it makes a difference, what you do, you will again be speaking to the heart of your client. And here's something that kind of goes throughout these steps. It's not a standalone, and that is, throughout you creating a magnetic brand message, you want to always be speaking in the language of your client. And so you can think about how you describe what you do, kind of what you serve, and what difference it makes. But I want to challenge you in all cases to pay attention to the language that your clients are using when they are communicating needs, or when you are observing or identifying needs in the community. And there are all types of ways that you can survey your target market to find out what they need, but pay very close attention to language, because you want to model that language. When you use language that people are using to communicate to you, they feel that you get them. And when people feel that you get them, they are drawn to you. That's a part of having that magnetic appeal. And you can only do this, we kind of go to the beginning, even though you can serve everyone, I'm sure you may be able to, you gotta understand who you're talking to so you can speak their language. And a great example of this is, I unfortunately like Coke products, Coca-Cola too much. And if you look at even advertisements in different publications in different markets are different. The Coca-Cola advertisements that you'll see, in Essence, one of my favorite magazines, or Black Enterprise magazines, are different from those advertisements that you might find in Sports Illustrated, something that my husband reads a lot. So again, they have identified who that market is, and they're speaking to that audience in the language and using images that is really, that makes an emotional connection. So that's really kind of a few key points that I just wanted to make sure that I got out. Any questions or any parts of that you want to talk about?